What up, everybody? Charlie B in the building. Welcome to Bizarroville. I've been thinking, you know, a lot of people in my comments and stuff stressing out that Tim a good dude. I'm mad at what Tim done built. Things like that, you know. And I look at it like I do everything strategically, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like I can't answer your comments, but some comments I can't answer because I know I'm going to talk about that later on, right? So, I feel like it's time. There's people been in the comments, they've been talking about, well, I don't really see Tim doing nothing. He don't work. Where does he get his money? I'll answer that today. I'll prove to you today that as much as Tim screams to you guys that everything he has is because of God, it's true to a certain extent. God woke him up in the morning, but after that, anything he chose to do was on him, right? So I look at it like this. Everything anybody has is because of God, right? But how you get it is different. Just because you say it's from God or for God doesn't always mean it is. And I'm going to prove that today. And this show basically today is for everybody because I want the men to watch it and comment, and I want the women to watch it and comment. Because I'm not going to say I'm going to grab all women's attention with this one, but I say at least 25% of y'all are going to look at this man different. Because most of y'all have seen the shows where Tim just boosts up himself. Y'all haven't seen the shows when I think that he really meant what he was doing to a certain extent. But everything has to change because his season. If you notice, it's always seasons with them, right? And they're in this season, they're in that season. But whenever Tim wants to, he'll change the season. I guess to him, him and God talk, fluently. So God tells him, I was wrong about that this season. We're going to change this season to this season now. Doesn't make any sense to me, but this is how Tim talks. So, today is just it's for the ladies. Because I really want y'all to see that this man has upped himself and boosted himself up so much that y'all have missed the whole how he got to where he is. And that is off of Maegan's back. Say what you want. I'm going to prove it. Now, as far as Maegan goes, I think he's done brainwashed her. She's gone. I don't think I think he's talked Maegan into a point where she really believes.
Ever since I was born, I've been trained to serve you.
Yes, I know this, but I would like to know about you. What do you like to do?
Whatever you like.
Now, I don't think we're getting Maegan back because she's too far gone. But for y'all that, have a sense of mind, a train of thought, think for yourself. You know what I'm saying? After this one, you'll be hesitant to say that Tim's built all this. Tim. You'll be hesitant. So let's go.
I went in and I told her, I said, Megan, I'm thinking about quitting my job. She said, do it, let's do it, And probably I would say for about 2 or 3 months, we struggled pretty intensely. We were actually eating donations from our ministry, because we had a ministry and we would give out food, water, and clothing to people that were in need. And we literally became those people that were in need. And so we were eating canned goods, and sometimes we wouldn't even have any meat, to eat. And we would actually eat, just vegetables, which was probably good for us, which is good for us. but it wasn't vegetables that we raised. You know, it was just vegetables that were donated, just regular old canned good vegetables from the grocery store. They had all type of junk and garbage in them that was sprayed on and things like that. Y'all know how stuff is raised. But anyway, so after about those 2 or 3 months, we started to see things level out, you know, as far as our income. Because I wasn't literally, because I was on a pastor's salary, but I think out of my 8, 9, 10 years of pastoring our city ministry, I might have cashed my check from my pastor's salary probably 2 times, probably twice, you know. I know that was just because we really needed it at that time. But things started to level out, you know, after about 2 months after I quit my job, quit my corporate job, I guess, working with my dad. And I went into full-time ministry and full-time on the farm. And like I said, we started to save so much money. And the Lord started to teach me so many things that we started to save so much. We started to save more than I was making, you know, in my job, you know, working with my dad. And as each year went by, we started to save more, get out of debt, you know. And so it's like I may have not been making a lot of money, but I was putting our family in a position where we could save a lot of money. And with saving a lot of money, we're getting out of debt, you know. And so we're getting out of debt, we're saving money. And I wasn't making any money at the time, like I said, because I was on a pastor's salary and I could have cashed a check. But I would have rather had that money from our ministry that was coming in go back into the ministry, you know, and that's what we did. We just put it all back into the ministry because just off Maegan's income, which wasn't a lot either, you know, because at that time I think we had let her start working part-time as well because we needed her around the house more than we needed her, you know, her money, you know, needed money coming from her job. And she was still teaching and things like that because she just enjoys doing it, and it's a blessing in the ministry and that as well. But as the months went on, we started saving more money, we started having more money in our account, and because we had more money in our account, we were able to save money each month, and we were able to like buy properties and do different things. And we would have never been able to do those things if I was still working my, you know, 9-to-5 job, making that $300 a week.
Now, this man's on the mouth. You just heard him say he wasn't making no money. Out of this man's own mouth. Chill out, Woody. Out of this man's own mouth, you heard him say. That Maegan was working her full-time job and she had to get a part-time job. And he still on top of that said that Maegan, they needed her at home more than they needed money. Even though she had a full-time job and a part-time job. Like, what else could she have done? And you wasn't working nowhere. Now, let me ask you a question to this. How does it get so bad that you're only eating canned goods that you're basically stealing from your ministry? And out of his own mouth, he said, didn't have no meat sometimes, right? You're going to tell me that you made more money not working and you didn't have meat sometimes? I'm pretty sure if you'd had that $300 coming in, you would have had meat. But that's just the way I think. I mean, I know some of y'all still going to be like, nah, Charlie B, you still wouldn't have no meat. I would have some meat. If I handed my daughter a plate of just vegetables, she's going to be like, Daddy, where the meat? And she's 7. So I don't understand where you know, felt like he was doing real good, not working, okay? Now, over the years, he said out his own mouth, with Maegan working and working part-time, and I guess him hustling the pool pit, they was able to save up some money. But majority of that money was Maegan working. So that's why I say it's off the back of Maegan, okay? Maegan worked for years. They saved up some money. They bought that 5 acres at first, right? Right. Well, he took her out there on a promise that basically he was going to restore the resurrection cabin and a promise that he was going to build her a home. That's why she was really willing to do this, y'all. He didn't take her out there and just say, we're going to wing it. No. He didn't take her out there and say, God told me to build you a house and fix up the cabin in this season. She didn't know a year from then he was going to be like, well, that season done changed, baby. Feel me? So, and I know you like, Charlie B, what you talking about? Because I know most of y'all probably haven't even seen what I'm about to show you. Because they only got like 35,000 views on this one. Most of they They views go hand. But probably a couple of you guys ain't even seen this. And when you do, if you have seen it, it went over your head. But let's get it, let's go.
There's a few different spots that we can build at back here. And we're really entertaining the thought, of go ahead and build new construction. And then we can be down here, and that would help us be able to, do some projects on the new farm down there. Because the 10-acre Woodlands, everything about that is new. We just bought that property in December of last year. So we just bought it, might well say at the beginning of this year. And so everything is new. All the vision is new. And we've had this property here for, 5, 6 years. And so we've had vision for this property for a while now. And so we kind of put things here on hold in order to, build and develop down there. And because we had a structure there, even though it's falling down, we were like, okay, we can just restore this structure and then build our house on the first farm or on this property later. We're really thinking about it. Like all of the work that we have to do on Resurrection Cabin, we have to do that same work. Like it's just gonna be like building a house from scratch. So we definitely want to restore Resurrection Cabin eventually, like I was saying. But we're just trying to figure out, okay, after we get done restoring the camper and we're able to be down here more, do we start on new construction on this property? Do the foundation ourselves, frame the walls ourselves, do the rafters ourselves, dry it in ourselves, do electrical, plumbing, and all that ourselves. Drop our own blueprints and things like that, put in our own septic, like doing the whole process ourselves. Do we do that, or do we try to start restoring the Resurrection Cabin, which is going to entail all the same things, foundation, framing, septic, and all those type things. But we have to work around all of the rock. We have to rip things out instead of just starting from scratch. Because you can see it. Like, you can just see that this ground is just ready. Like, good ground, ready to be like the footers. Because if we want to leave like a little lane there to be able to pull things.
Right where the side by side is. So that's the driveway.
We want to leave at least about 20 feet from the fencing over there to where the structure is going to begin, maybe 20 or 30 feet. And if we start at 20 or 30 feet and we start counting this way, about 40 feet. We'll stop about right here. So if you pan from where I'm at to about where the side by side is at, that would be about the size of the structure.
Yeah, so what he's saying is if you go from where he was there over here to where the side by side is now.
And then let's see where, because we're going to do 20 by, because that would be the 40 wide. Now either we're going to do 20 or we're going to do 30 going this way. So I'm going to count 20 feet and then 30 feet and see where that stops and see how close it gets to that ledge over there.
Okay.
Here, I'm going to leave a little bit of room behind us. It's 20.
Keep going.
That would be 10. That would be 30 right there. Yeah. So you're still right there, like right in that little square where the high ground is at. So that doesn't seem too intimidating, doing a 30 by 40 structure, because the reservation cabin is only going to be 20 by 40. It's going to only be like 800 square feet. We're a family of 5. And, I would like to have at least 1,000, 1,200 square feet, something like that. I think 30 by 40 would put us right there at that 1,200 square feet, somewhere in there. But yeah, so y'all give us y'all's thoughts. I know we're just talking on today's video, but that's what has to happen, before things get done.
Right.
You have to plan, brainstorm, have a conversation with the wife and the kids.
Now you heard, Maegan busted her butt for years on the dream that they were gonna have a cabin and then the house out there. Oh, and by the way, Tim, that was gonna be a beautiful home. Nice. 40 by 30. Y'all was gonna have a lot of room, man. Especially if you'd have took it up an extra story, which y'all was talking about. Oh, but y'all ain't seen that yet. Okay, I get into that. Now, let me just explain what happened to that. What if I was to tell you that Maegan working and help from investors and things like that, that they saved up to 40 grand to buy a home. Like, already done home to sit there on the lot. Like, you just probably had to do the drywall and stuff like that, right? They saved up all this money and they were supposed to buy a house. But guess what? Tim figured out that the property down the street, which is the Woodlands, better known as Resurrection Ranch now, was up for sale. So he took their 30, 40 grand and bought that. So he lied to her. The money they saved to build her a home, he spent it on more property. Now, that just brings me back into grandma's in on this too, kinda. Because of this reason right here. Tim's lied to everybody about that property. He lied to Maegan about her having a cabin down there. That's a lie. I'll prove that. He lied to his investors about what he was going to do to it. I'll prove that. And a lot of y'all be saying, like, what does Tim actually do? I don't see him do anything or anything. Like, where's he getting all this money? YouTube and investors. Allegedly. But pretty much it. And see, this is how he could say, I make $20,000 a month, right? An investor getting $5 grand. He has to put that in his taxes. Because the investors in their taxes, they want to write off. So they're going to say, I gave Faith Ministries $5 grand. Another person going to say, I gave them 10. Another person could say, I gave them 5. Boom. IAG FARMS, Faith Ministries have made $20,000 this month with the YouTube revenue or whatever. So it's real easy. He doesn't actually have to work. You just got to keep, I hate to use this word, but pimping the congregation. You feel me? The people that trust in him. That's what he's doing. So, because you haven't seen him sell one pig. Boaz, how old is that thing, man? I don't know. But anyway, he's got the same animals forever. And like my subscribers probably said allegedly, they ate them chickens. How your chickens gonna come up disappearing the same night you cooking chickens? Shout out to Coco. Anyway, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna let Maegan tell you that he took her money for her house and bought land with it. And then ended up giving it to Miss Lily. So technically right now, if they got a divorce tomorrow, she keeps 5 acres and the animals, and Tim runs up there to 10 acres with his mama, and he just builds him another crib. No harm, no foul. Thank you, Maegan, for just buying me and my mama 10 acres worth of land. Allegedly, if anything goes bad. So I'm not saying that Grandma Lily was like, what you do is get her to buy me some land and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying Tim took it upon himself, and then with the way things go, he told his mama, we just gonna move you up here. We ain't doing nothing with it. You just gonna come out there. Well, what Maegan think? I don't care. But it is what it is. So I know y'all tired of waiting. Let's go.
All right, so actually, we had planned to do a shed to house in the same area where Tim is talking about, but right after that is when the Woodland property became available, and we used the funds for that shed to house to like he was talking about before. We kind of just diverted our energy, attention, and funds toward the Woodlands.
Yeah, because we were about to spend about $30,000-$40,000 on a shed house, on one of those 2-story shed houses, and it was gonna be around 1,200 square feet. I think we was gonna do like the 18 wide by like a 40, or something like that.
And then and we considered doing the 2-story Laredo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that was what we were moving forward. We had some funds for that kind of put to the side, so we were moving towards that. We even got a septic inspection here, so we have progressed here in terms of living structure. And the Woodlands just kind of
came up all of a sudden,
and so we had focused our attention there. But then the camper, because we realized it was going to be a long time before we could get the Woodlands to where we could actually live there. And the need and the immediacy increased in terms of we need to be on the farm now.
Full time, right?
Now,
Yeah.
like it's like tomorrow, as fast as we can. And also, we needed to be at the property to build or to work on the Woodlands, to work on reservation cabins.
Just for the farm to grow in general. You know,
Right,
it's hard
right.
to grow. All we can do now without living down here is just maintain things.
Work and maintain.
Just maintain.
So,
yeah.
you know, we because now we have the camper. The camper was that fill in the gap to get us on the property soon.
Now you just heard Megan say they saved up the money for the crib, but Tim, property came up, he bought it. You heard her say, now the new plan is to fix the cabin up. They were gonna move into the cabin basically from the mobile home. That was the plan, and then build the house on IGA Farm, IAG Farm, whatever. You know me, it's all about game farms, basically. Anyway, so I've already proved to you that he lied to his wife about even going out there after he had her bust her butt to get the money. Chill out, Woody. Right? That's proven, right? Okay. Now, I said something about Tim gets money from investors and stuff, right? Okay. Let me ask you this. How many times have you ever seen Tim kiss butt? Literally. Like, oh, I couldn't do this without this, couldn't do this without this, couldn't do this without this. Oh, you haven't? Let's get it, let's go.
Yeah, we got a team down today. This is Miss Jackson right here, the famous Miss Jackson. This farm would not go without Miss Jackson and her husband, Walter Jackson, and donations that they give. So, what you think so far, Miss Jackson? What's your first experience, first thoughts about the farm?
Wow.
This is your farm.
Well, the Lord's good. I think
That's
gotta
right.
get the Mr. Jackson out here. That's we got to get out here.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Well, he going to the rehab.
Now, nothing bad to say about Miss Jackson or Mr. Jackson from the door. They seem like good people. They seem like they believed in the ministry, and they really wanted to help. That's the game. He just spit straight, cold game. So, I'm going to give you some more of him lying to Miss Jackson. A real, probably, to me, a real Christian lady. Because anybody give up their money for something you believe in, a ministry that you believe in, that really it was faith ministry because she had faith in it, right? Now, this is around the same time I just showed you that he was planning on building Maegan a house, right? And he explained why that was going to be like their cabin place, right? He's about to switch it all up and basically say that people hunting stuff out there, and he was going to build that as a cabin for them. That's what he's going to tell. Watch for yourself.
The cabin turned into like a hunting camp, you know, and rented out to those hunters. You know what I'm saying? Like once we move out of it and everything get restored, and we want to put up like scriptures on the trees, you know, as they're coming through on their 4-wheelers, and they kind of minister to them, you know what I'm saying? And then we had a hunting camp kind of set up where we would like come down, pray for them, and you know, bring them meals and stuff while they hunting, you know. Because most of the time, you know, they be hunting and they down, you know, they down eat, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. They just kind of rough it for a few days and hunt. We come down, pray for them, bring them food, have scriptures posted on the trees that are going to the woods to hunt, you know.
Now, did you hear anything about a hunting cabin when he was talking to Maegan? Did you hear anything about they was going to be selling them food? Did you hear anything about he was going to rent the cabin out to people? No, that was supposed to be their cabin. They were going to live there while they built a house and stuff like that. This man lies to everybody. Lies to everybody. Well, not everybody, because I want y'all to know something. I don't know if this is Miss Jackson's grandson or nephew or who it is, but he ain't falling for Tim's mess, man. This brother is I'm about to show you some clips. They broke up, but I'm going to show you some clips where this brother looks like he's sizing Tim up. Don't have nothing to say to Tim. and clearly has no respect for the man. Watch this.
Christian, this is Christian right here. Say what's up to Cameron. What's up, Cameron? Yeah. And Miss Jackson's son is over there with him as well, Justin. So they came down today to just kind of help us out and volunteer on the farm and just, enjoy this country life. Ain't that right, Christian? Yeah. Christian, just walking around, have fun, baby. You're on the farm, you can run around, walk around. Yeah. We'll go over here and feed these sheep in a minute.
That brother couldn't stand at me. That brother looked like he was walking around like, this is where all my inheritance money going. Grandma, you tripping. And I don't know about y'all, but if any man would tell you, a man standing up there looking you up and down, and then get this motion, he thinking about knocking you out, allegedly. Because I don't know what the boy was thinking. What a young man, because he obviously smarter than a lot of people. Because he don't like him. Now, I just had to put that in there. Now let's get back to how much he needs this lady. And how much he just lied to her. Y'all seen it. It doesn't matter. He told this lady what he was going to do. And then basically, he knocked that cabin down and let his mama have it. And through Maegan's working and donations from the church is how they bought all that. So, let's get it, let's go, man. Hope you're enjoying this.
Themselves so far. And just taking a walk through the woods to show them what our woods look like, the untamed woods. Because by the time they come back, these woods are probably gonna look a whole lot different. It's probably gonna look a whole lot different. So I love being able to show it in this raw, state. Before and after. That's right. Yeah. And then it's so much of a blessing to have Miss Jackson now. And let her be able to see what's going on, because like I said, they're our main investors into this farm. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. We just love it. Beautiful thing.
That's right. We're glad you finally out. Yep.
Tim, you're right. It is going to look a lot different. Your mama going to be living there. You see, he took her to spill. He even took her to show the cabin that they was going to redo, man. He went through all that. All that. Now, we ain't done for the day. But I just want to say goodbye to Miss Jackson, because they seem like good people. Real good people that just got caught up. Allegedly. So, before we leave though, Miss Jackson, I think his name is Christian. We gonna end this one off with the photo at the end that they took. I guess to post on their stuff. You know how much he be posting stuff, but Christian don't even want to take a picture with him at the end of it. Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, y'all, we're gonna pray with y'all before y'all go.
So we're sending our amazing team off. We're sad to see you go, but we're glad you came.
We'll be back.
All right.
You got the IAG FARMS, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been real.
The ones that
So you
had
get
it,
everybody.
they had it.
Let's see if I can get everybody. All
Man,
right.
y'all missed it. We are out here, undisclosed location number 2.
Undisclosed location.
I ain't gonna tell y'all too much, just know, just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
All right, y'all. IAG FARMS. It's all about God.
Okay, now let's get back to being serious, okay? Now this is what I'm talking about when I say Tim's seasons will always be changing, okay? Just like Tim got what he wanted with that truck when she wrecked that van, and I agree with one of my subscribers. 9 times out of 10, he pulled this scam where he got about probably the money to fix the truck, Because it wasn't that bad, really. The van, it wasn't that bad. But what he probably did was he got the money to fix it, then he sold it to somebody else to let them work on it and fix it. So, but that's neither here nor there. We don't know allegedly what Tim did with that van. So, but I say this to say that her house is going to end up just like that van. She ain't getting one. I hope she know. I hope she know. If she was getting a house, Tim wouldn't be talking about building the mega porch on front of the mobile home. What are you gonna do? Move the mobile home and build a house around it? No, that's Maegan's forever home, and I'm gonna prove that because this is only part one. Part two be tomorrow because I'm taking up a lot of time with this fire. So let's just get into where Tim's season changed again. And now God told him not to build a house. And it's ironic that God told him this and had him wrapped up all morning thinking about this lie, allegedly. Right after they sell the house and get that money. Oh no, it's not time to build a home anymore. We already had a home. What you talking about? We wasn't sent down here to build no house. Watch this, man.
No. I was kind of taking every time I get on camera, the dogs want to go over there and bite and bark at the pigs. But I ain't even planning on getting on camera today. But the Lord was just ministering so deeply to my soul because I'm doing farm chores right now. And I'm headed to feed the pigs. They're over there ready for me to come feed them, give them water. And it's kind of late. It's around 12 o'clock. And you may be thinking, why is it 12 o'clock and you're doing farm chores? Because, you know, we have to do farm. We usually do farm chores around 7, 8, so the sun comes up. But the Lord has been really just downloading some things in my spirit. Because y'all know that we sold our house a couple days ago. We signed the papers and made it official. And I've been kind of sitting before the Lord and planning, you know, what our next, like, adventure, what our next step should be. And we know that, you know, we built this barn slash cabin and we have a camper connected to it. And we're living off grid right now. But the Lord was really putting it on my heart that he wants us to get more settled, you know, more settled in. And the Lord was really like reminding me of the things that he said because I was asking the Lord for direction and vision going forward. And the Lord said, remember the things that I have spoken thus far. And so I started thinking about the things that the Lord has spoken. And actually, a lot of this was prompted because I talked to the architect. Because, you know, as we all told you, that we were going to build a cabin slash barn. And then right behind me, we were going to build our house here, you know, around the 1,200 square foot house, maybe a 2-story. And I was kind of like making some phone calls. You know, I had an architect's number that built my dad's house for him about 10 years ago. And that same guy is actually, he taught Maegan in Sunday school. So, you know, he has a good reputation. You know, we know him well. So I had been waiting to call him. So I finally called him a couple of days ago and started talking to him. And great guy, you know, great guy, great Christian man. But as I was talking to him, I started to realize this, y'all. I started to realize that, how do I put this? That we're in a whole different stratosphere now. Like the season that the Lord has us in now is beyond the understanding, like of the average person. You know, like when you get down into the depths of it, like on the surface layer, okay, say your house, move to the country, you know, get your family in the country and things like that. That's surface level. But what the Lord has spoken to us goes past that surface level and it goes deep. And the Lord has told us to move to this land to establish a home. Like I don't know if you caught that or not, but he didn't tell us to move to this land to build a home. That's not the primary focus. The primary focus of what we're doing here is to establish a home, to establish family, to establish a new culture.
Now, how many of y'all believe that he couldn't get up and go do farm tours because he had to speak, 4 or 5 hours to God all morning to convince himself or to convince Maegan that she wasn't getting no house? Because it's a big difference from building a house and buying a mobile home for 30 grand. And then he got a deal on that. I think they took 3 grand off of that or something. So it was like 27 G's for the mobile home. That's a big difference from, he's probably saved about, even down there, he probably saved about 100 grand and building a full brand new construction house. So, Maegan worked. Maegan really made it happen, because let's just be honest. If he would have got out of prison and tried to start this ministry without her, without being married, without the family, it wouldn't work. All y'all be screaming, this hustling. Man, come on, man. He hustling. He did how long in prison, and now he just a pastor, and he got... The ministry only works with Maegan. It's the only way it's going to work. And he's then brainwashed her. And I'm not going to say it's a cult, because it's his family. I'm going to say it's cultish. I don't even think that's a word. Well, it is a word in Bizarroville. It's cultish. Okay? Because he do cult things. That's a Christian man. He don't do nothing cult-like. Okay, he does stuff that's past cult life to me. You don't believe me?
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Now, this is what I want you to notice. Nobody said nothing when they pulled up to this gate. So that's every day. She knew to get out that truck and open that gate for Tim. I don't know no man that would even let his wife do that. He was too good to put that car in park and open the gate, drive through, get back out, close the gate, and go where they need to go. And I wanted y'all to know something. If y'all didn't notice, rewind real quick. Look at Maegan's face right before she gets out of the car, and you're going to be able to tell that she is irritated. She don't like opening this gate. Look at Maegan's face when he rolls by her. Look at Maegan's face right before she gets back in the car, how irritated she is. But then when she sees the camera on her, oh, it's back to smiling. Like, I better get my face on. I better get my show face on. It was bad, y'all. Oh, y'all didn't see all that? Let's watch it again.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
You know what's funny? I had a Miss Lady in my comments say, I'd trade places with Maegan tomorrow, but you best believe he wouldn't be acting like that. Tim ain't changing for nobody. He ain't changing for nobody. He's got that girl right where he want her. And the only problem I really have with Maegan is she's allowing him to do it to the kids. I wasn't even gonna talk about the show today, really. But she's allowing him to do it to the kids. Like, let's just be honest. What did Tim do? What have we seen Tim do the last 2 weeks? He took washing machine. No, I think it was just the dryer in his mom's house and a couple other things. We seen him go by and watch the guy put the floor down. I guess that was hard work. We seen him, I guess, finish off the roof. And we seen him put the stack on the roof, right? What else have he done in 2 weeks? For him to deserve this kind of treatment out of Maegan, it's all brainwashing, allegedly. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I say cultish. Because ain't nobody else falling for it except for them. Because no matter how much anybody in the comments said it was cool and Tim's cool, y'all wouldn't take it. Especially after seeing her get out that truck and open that gate. I know a lot of y'all like, what? Where's she going? She going to open that gate. She act like she live with DMX. Hey, go out, get out, know him in the gate. No. No. Tim acts like a big teddy bear. I mean, truthfully, I would too. But I know I wouldn't, because I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that. It seems like she has no sense of her own. And the kids don't either. You want me to prove that one? That was just in today's episode. My whole point is this. I've watched this stuff so much. Anything really he says, I could go back and debunk it. So I don't even mess with everything he says. But today I just thought I'd put out there that Tim has done a lot of this with Megan's help. A whole bunch of Megan's help. Tim would not be nowhere he is now without Megan. Period. Because as much as he believes, they made more money with him not making a dime. That don't make no sense. Now, the only thing I could come up with that, the reason he believes that, he's told stories before about how he couldn't get a job and he didn't want to go fill out for no more job applications and stuff like that because he was never going to be put in that situation where somebody could tell him no again. Right? But that'll be in the next one, part 2. Right? Okay. Now, my whole point is this. If you could call the shots like that, why did you need to quit working with your pops when he was going to give you the business? But that's something else. That's neither here nor there. My point is this. Megan is the backbone of that family. Full-fledged. If Megan would have said forget it and quit her job too, they wouldn't have none of that. Nope. Now, let's go into him talking about he didn't receive any money and he wanted to make sure all that the money went back into the ministry. He ain't cashed but 1 or 2 checks, right? That's real easy to do when you own the ministry and all the money in the bank account anyway. That makes no sense. It's your ministry. The ministry's money is in a bank account with your name on it. So who cares if you write yourself a check and take it out your own account? It's still there. He speaks in circles, man. But we'll get to it. But today, I'm going to finish off by getting into the show we did today. And just let y'all see how much these kids are brainwashed, how much he has Megan thinking that she has to take care of him, basically. Now, I just explained to you everything Tim did in the last 2 weeks. Right? But to Megan, he is so beat down, he needs a break. And she don't want him to... She would rather have her boys pick up firewood than have Tim do anything but stand there and drink coffee. Watch this.
Guess what we have going on today? I'm letting the boys stack this wood because Megan told me I couldn't work today. She told me I had to take off because I've been working too hard. She said, you got to take a break. You got to take a day off. And so I came out here and the boys, they're willing because I told her, I said, we need to get this wood stacked up. We got some things to do. We need to get Boaz let out. And so homeschool is taking today to help out Dad. We're doing vocational homeschool. So they're coming in helping me stack this wood. Megan is in there with Benjamin making coffee. She wants to bring me a cup of coffee, so she's going to bring me a cup of coffee out. And she told me, don't touch the wood, don't touch anything. Just let us handle everything. You just tell us what to do. I had my coffee. Megan came out, and coffee is good, and I'm just sitting here supervising. I told him that you told me not to do so much work today. To just kind of kick back.
I put you on restriction again.
That's what I told him. Yep, so I have to sneak around and do something. I did a little bit of something, but I didn't do too much. I told the boys, I said, don't tell Mama.
What?
Yeah.
You left it on the wood.
Just a little piece. I had to get my fix in. All right, y'all. We're going to let the boys get done with this. And then. So what you think, baby boy, about stacking wood and having the barn and s'mores and all the stuff we're talking about?
That we can feel stuff in the barn barn and stuff, and we can that hay and that we can do the thing that Jesus tell us to do.
Amen. Amen.
Now the first two clips, right? What did he need a break from? And they was being awful lovey-dovey since my videos started coming out. Anyway, but my whole point is this. Did that little boy learn today from stacking that wood that he could do all that and do what God told him to do? Or is that what Tim told him? God wants him to do. See the difference? He asked him what he learned from stacking wood today. He basically said where stuff can go and to do good by God, basically, right? Did God talk to him like he talks to Tim, or did Tim tell him that? To be good with God, you have to do all this stuff? Because Maegan seems like she believes in that way, like subservient. So, if that's what you like, have at it. But I done took up a whole lot of time. And to be honest with you, I might not be able to get to the video tomorrow because I do have some work to do. Despite what some people think. Anyway, but I'm gonna leave y'all today with the diner. I'm gonna ease up on the diner eventually, but I don't know. Today I gotta give it to you because I ain't never seen nobody mess up a dessert this bad. Alright? And Maegan, truthfully, if you need help, just make something edible. Something that the people who leave me comments be like, Charlie B, I'd eat that. We need to send them people. Like, come on. Just make something edible, baby. We got your back. Because we know you can't be winking or blinking because Tim got you on camera too much for all that. So you can't be giving no hand signals or don't try that one. Just make something edible. We good. So let's get into it. This is Roadside Diner dessert. She calls it Rice Krispie treats. start cooking, huh? No. Let Maegan chill. But Charlie be out, man. I just want y'all to think about everything I've said and everything you've seen. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you actually really think, men and women. I want to know if you treat your woman like this, and I want to know as a woman if you would be willing to be treated like this. Y'all be easy. I'm gonna leave y'all a little something with just a seal that Tim doesn't work hard. That's Maegan's farm. Maegan does it all. He's just a hand, but he treats her like she's one. Charlie be out, man. Y'all be easy.
It's got a little straw in it, and that's actually pretty good for their bedding. It stays dry, you know.
Hello, no, get back over here.
See little straw pieces in there. So yeah, it actually makes really good bedding for them.
Yep, that's right. Don't take that one. I'll dump it in.
All right.